was quite long. Yeah. So I've been talking to people, and I just wanted to know what everyone thinks about the current situation right now,
Right.
and how is it different from everybody else? Because not everyone takes it the same way. People have different reactions, and it will be good to know how people are living their life right now.
Right.
It might be helpful to those who are struggling, who don't know what's going on, because there are people that have committed suicide because they don't know what to do.
Right.
You know, for example, India, there's a couple that actually committed suicide.
Wow.
You know, husband, wife, and a daughter. And you go to China, where all these things started. You know, there was all this like racism thing going on, where the Chinese flipping on the black people, that the black people are the carrier of the virus, and the fact that the black people were not dying from it, they thought the problem was the black people.
Right.
You see, so you find that different scenarios, people face different things, and you don't know, or they don't know what is the best way to handle it. So I thought if I talk to some people and see if their view of this can help in other way. So I thought, you know what, why not talk to you?
Sure.
Because since I already know you, I know you'll give me the insight.
You bet. Well, yeah, the world is definitely a different place. And with this virus, with businesses shutting down, and not just small businesses, but we're looking at large corporations. We're looking at restaurant chains.
Yeah.
We're looking, you know, it's definitely a global thing.
Global thing, yeah.
But, you know, I think as a small businessman, I think that what we should focus on is talking about how the small businessmen can work through this, and how a small business can adapt. And I think, you know, for myself, we were just on the verge of opening up the thrift store.
Yeah.
And in March, and then the virus pandemic happened, so we had to put everything on hold.
On hold, okay.
And we really had to sort of focus in on what was going to be our play. You know, what was the playbook? We had everything planned to open a brick and mortar store.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that anymore. And it may be a couple of months from now until we can do that.
And then you can do
so how can we promote our business? How can we move things forward? And we really have to start thinking outside the box. And I think that's what small businessmen and families and people really need to do is, you know, get creative and try some new things.
And when you talk about new things, like this is what we're talking about, new things.
Yeah. What I've done is I've gone back, say for my business, is I've looked at my business plan.
Yeah.
And during that time when we were planning this idea with Thrifty Smart, our thrift store, we were writing down a ton of stuff. Any idea that came to mind. How crazy it was, it didn't matter. On how we could push this business forward, how we could expose ourselves to our customers, and really generate some buzz around what we were doing. Going back to the business plan, that really helped get us some new ideas because we were focused and set after we wrote the plan.
Yeah.
And when I went back and took a look at it, I went, oh, well, there's a great idea we didn't try. Maybe this will work now since we don't have a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
You know, and that's definitely one thing is social media.
Social media, yes.
Utilizing that to its fullest extreme has been a great revelation for my business.
Yeah.
I've also noticed that small restaurants that used to do a small takeout business or a small delivery business now have curbside pickup. They have, you know, they're extending their hours. Some of them are expanding their menu. And on social media, they're putting out tons of advertising, and that's really given their media, or the social media has really given them great exposure.
Great exposure, exactly.
You know, and one restaurant here in Calgary, I was reading on social media that their takeout business has increased by 45% over pre-pandemic numbers.
So speaking of numbers, what do you think about your business? Like, did you see a big difference right now with the online marketing, or because your original plan was to open a store, right?
That's right.
A live store where people can walk in.
That's right.
And buy stuff, and then this came in, and then you just start online.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a good thing to stay online?
It was a great thing. We had built the groundwork for our online store through thriftysmart.ca.
Yeah.
We had a few products online.
Yeah.
And really didn't focus that much on putting a lot of stuff out there. We would do unique items that we would find rather than day-to-day stuff. Because our focus again was the brick and mortar that we were going to open. Okay, so no more brick and mortar. Now we have to rethink of what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I really increased the online presence as far as putting more products out there.
More products out.
And the other thing that I've been really amazed at, and this is kind of a shout out to Facebook.
Yeah.
I was kind of skeptical about social media advertising.
Exactly.
I thought, one, it's going to be super expensive. It's not going to hit anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to see it.
Yeah.
They're just like everybody, just scroll right past. So I did a small Facebook ad, and they let you do a budget of how much you want to spend, of the area you want to cover, and what you want to really advertise for. Do you want to boost posts to your website? Do you want to, have a shout out about a special or a sale?
Yeah.
So I set that up a couple weeks ago. I did it for 5 days, Calgary area, boosting posts to the website, $5 a day.
$5 a day.
$5 a day.
And that's on your page.
And that's on the Thrifty Smart Facebook page. I created the page. We also tied in with Instagram and our website. So we're really using
the 3 channels.
Yeah. And linking them together so that when we have a special running on one page or a program, it fits everything else.
All right. So let's say shipping wise, somebody buys something.
Yep.
How do you guys manage the shipping?
Standard shipping through Canada Post.
And that is on your side, or the customer pays for the shipping?
The customer pays for the shipping. And some companies, if you spend more than, say, $175 or $150 or whatever it may be, they will include shipping.
You include shipping? Yeah. Do you include shipping?
We haven't yet, but it's something that we're thinking about.
So let's say this pandemic goes away. Are you still going to proceed to open the store, or are you going to stay online?
We're going to definitely open the store. That is the plan, and that's ready to go.
Okay.
But we're certainly not going to give up our online marketing, which we just learned about.
Yeah.
I mean, the response that we've had in the last 2 weeks with Facebook at $5 a day has been phenomenal. The hits to the site, the hits to the Facebook page, it breaks down a demographic of who's looking at it, when they're looking at it, and where the analytics for the Facebook page or for the website has really become invaluable. So I would say if you're a struggling small business, now's the time to maybe put out that advertising dollar and get your customers to see it, and definitely through social media. Because everybody's staying at home and we're all sitting there and we're scrolling through our cell phones and iPads.
I think this is the best time. Speaking of customers, what's your target customers?
Our target customers are women between the ages of 35 and 68.
And what are you guys selling?
And they basically look at a lot of jewelry that we have online, and a lot of women's clothes, purses, bags, that type of thing. Oh, okay. So the key with the analytics is that's what our marketing told us. So when we put stuff online now, when we're looking to add to that store base, that's what we're going to hit.
So anybody who's looking for any jewelry or fashion, this is the guy.
So thriftysmart.ca, and on Facebook at thriftysmart, and Instagram #thriftysmart.
There you go. You will have the information, so you know where to go. The other thing that I wanted to ask you about is when the government announced about the benefits, was your company, let's say business, one of the companies that can qualify for that benefit, or no?
No, we didn't. Because one, you have to have a payroll over $20,000 or more, and we don't have that type of staffing yet. So we didn't qualify for any of the benefits. So again, what we're doing is the money that we were planning to put into the store, we're putting into advertising and the websites and social media right now.
So you feel like you're at the best position right now?
I think so. It's a great advantage. And also the other thing is, with so many retail locations shutting down and unfortunately business is going bankrupt and closing.
Yeah.
That gives us, who are looking to grow our company, we can make a better deal with the realtors, maybe with the landlords, because they've got a lot of empty space happening.
Oh,
and that's just a bonus for us. And you know, chance favors the prepared. So turning this pandemic and all these challenges into an opportunity on our side, and really looking outside the box, has really benefited Thrifty Smart.
So you have had all the ideas from this young man. He doesn't want to be called the old, okay? Because he never ages.
That's another debate, but anyway.
All right. So the other thing that I would like to ask is, how did this all hit you the first time you heard about it, like the pandemic, and how they were shutting down all the business? What was your reaction?
Well, in the very beginning, you know, it's in another country. It's not going to affect us.
Yeah.
You know, we're kind of watching from the cheap seats, and then it comes into Canada and the U.S. and then it comes into Toronto, and then it hits Vancouver, and then the next thing you know, it's in your backyard. Yeah. And you know, it really takes a different mindset to wake up every morning and go, okay, well, what day is it? We don't know. Yeah. Does it really matter at this point? For myself, I tried to stay informed, but tried to stay away from all the drama. There's, you know, every news feed, every radio station, everything, and you really have to take that into small doses because that impacts you, right? Yeah. You know, 85 people got coronavirus today and 4 died in a nursing home. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, how does that affect, you know, your subconscious? Mm-hmm. And, you know, you could go to the grocery store and come back and touch your face and you're in hospital the next week. See? You know, and that really weighs heavy. So, you know, stay home, stay healthy, and you know, stay educated, but don't, you know, turn it off sometimes. Put the phone down. We don't need that social media bombardment because it impacts us, even though we might not think about it at the time, but it does hit us. So, let's say you did go grocery shopping. Yeah. Oh, I had to. Yeah. So when you get there, what was it like? Like how would you approach the baskets or the shopping carts? Well, you know, we shop at our local grocery store here, and they've done a really great job of, you know, the social distancing markers on the floor and whatnot. And they line up. And, you know, you wait in line, you're patient, because, again, we're all in this together, and we all have to work together. Yes, there are some people out there, some of the average customers that don't respond well, or they're in a hurry, or, you know, they have their own challenges. And we understand that. And working in customer service, we know that. Yeah. You know, we've seen it firsthand, definitely, you and I. Yes. And, you know, and that's never going to change, regardless. Yeah. So, you know, again, you know, you stay safe, you stay home. Once you're done your groceries, you know, I'm washing my hands and, you know, sanitizing my car and different things like that. So, you know, you stay as safe as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. Is this over? By no means. But we can each do our part to stay healthy. And when we do open Thrifty Smart, I'm sure the social distancing rules will be in place. Yeah. We're going to protect our staff and our teams. Yeah. You know, we've even thought about, with the thrift store, they don't wash the clothes. They bring in the donations, they hang them up, they price them, and you can buy them and touch them and whatnot. Yeah. That's going to change, and we've even thought of, you know, washing the clothes before we put them on the rack. Okay. That's a good idea. Yeah, and also with return policy. Now, usually within some of the bigger thrift stores, you buy something, you can't return it. You can't return it, yes. But now, some of the big thrift stores are letting you buy stuff, take it home, and you have 14 days with the receipt and the tags on it to bring it back. Because their changing rooms or their fitting rooms are all closed. So they're giving the customer that option. To try it on at home. And I'm sure that when those clothes come back, that they're going to be quarantined for 14 days. You know, in our case, we're thinking about, again, washing the clothes before we put them back on the rack for our customer. But I think that only works for the used clothes, right? Well, it's all used clothes and thrift. Yeah. If new, you can just wash it. Well, no. I'm sorry, those jeans are too tight. Yeah, they're just exactly.
All right, thank you very much, guys, for watching and listening. If you're out there watching, this is really great for you. There's a lot of very, very important tips to take from here. You know, I know it's the worst time right now. Like, it's not like it used to be before, but we gotta adjust to the new norm. That's what they call it, the new norm.
Well, it's the new norm, and definitely we cannot go back to where we were before. So, yeah, it's going to take a lot of patience and a lot of, again, thinking outside the box and trying some new things.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hey,
I appreciate
my pleasure.
it. Thank you. We can do this again.
Oh, most definitely.
All right. I think we're good.
And you didn't introduce me.